left-handed pitcher. He does have some velocity, and like you said, it's interesting here with Vanderbilt going with 8 of 9 hitters being right-handed, with Lampkin's success against those right-handers.
And it'll be led off by R.J. Austin. Davis Diaz has had 4 hits this weekend, 4 of Vanderbilt's 10, and Diaz hitting 3rd in the lineup today. So Austin, Polk, and Diaz, top of the 1st for Vanderbilt. So they stack the lineup with right-handers against Lampkin, but Lampkin does have a high swing and miss rate against the right-hand hitters. Vanderbilt, a team that likes to run. If R.J. Austin could get on, 17 stolen bases this year, 2nd in the SEC, but Vanderbilt has not stolen a base this weekend. They've been unable to run due to the dominance of A&M pitching.
Yeah, this Vanderbilt 2024 offense is known for their stolen bases and their doubles, Will, but they really haven't gotten a chance to get going because they just haven't had enough runners on base.
Full count pitch lifted to right field, and Braden Montgomery waits and makes the grab. So Justin Lampkin gets an easy fly ball on a full count pitch. First man he faces. This is what he'll work with. Throws the fastball and slider for strikes often. He's very much in the zone, and then he'll mix the changeup in there as well.
Yeah, it's a 3-pitch mix like you see from Lampkin, but Will, it's all going to start and end with fastball command. If he's able to establish that fastball early, he's really going to set himself up for a nice day.
Matthew Polk tried to bunt his way on. The ball struck him as it popped up off of home plate. It's determined he was still in foul territory, so it's a foul ball. If he is out of the box,
it's an out,
and that strikes him in fair territory, he would have been out.
Here's Polk just trying to get something going for this offense, and yeah, it looks like he's still in the box. Clips that right wrist, go down as a strike 1.
That's a check swing, and it's in the air. Easy play for Ted Burton. You'd like to have that back if you're Matthew Polk.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's an at-bat I think he would like to have back.
It's an empty feeling when you check swing, you realize there's contact, and a first baseman's just standing there waiting.
No doubt. I feel like you didn't get your money's worth.
Not at all. So Davis Diaz, the 4 hits this weekend. The Aggie infield shifts him to the left side. 3 infielders in between the bags at 2nd and 3rd base. A&M had 8,000 here last night at Bluebell Park, and a terrific Sunday crowd as well. Watches the home team go for the sweep, and somebody's going to get a souvenir out of this, although a dropped baseball up there in the first row of the second deck.
We're just getting settled in here in College Station, but I don't see many empty seats today either.
Last night it was the largest crowd they've ever had here since the renovation of this stadium in 2012.
It's going to give Coach Slosh some good ammo for the second renovation here that he's looking forward to starting.
Yep. Out of play again. Yeah, Friday was 7,351. That was their best crowd of the season to that point. It didn't last long. 8,052 here last night, topping what they did Friday. And again, the 8,000 plus last night, the largest crowd here since the 2012 renovation. And a call, strike 3 to Davis Diaz. Struck him out looking. 1, 2, 3. Grahovac's home run last night when he came to the plate for the first time was the Aggies' 17th first-inning home run of the season. 17 of their 71 homers this year have been hit in the first inning, right around a quarter of them.
That's a pretty impressive statistic. You know, it's not like Major League Baseball where you're seeing division opponents in the same starter, you know, multiple times throughout a season. It's much more common where you hit a home run second or third time through the order because you've seen what the pitcher's got. You've seen his stuff. If you're Coach Schlossnagle, you'll certainly take the fast start.
Almost thrown away by Jaden Davis, but he will get Gavin Grahovac for the first out. Jim Schlossnagle had the Aggies in the 2022 College World Series. They were semifinalists in Omaha in his first year at A&M. Last year, regional finalists at Stanford. But they ran into the Cardinal and Braden Montgomery. He's glad to have Braden Montgomery in maroon and white now. But in the case of today, it would be red, white, and blue as the Aggies go with the Patriotics. And Jace Laviolette, a bouncing ball right away. Late flip to Carter, and they'll get Laviolette.
Really nice job by the Vanderbilt starter, kind of suppressing the start of this A&M lineup. They've been so hot in the first innings, the first two games of this series, and doing a nice job with fastball command. We've seen it up to 99 miles an hour here in the first inning.
And here is the former Stanford Cardinal, Braden Montgomery, 19 home runs this year after he hit 2 on Friday. As opponents usually do, they shift Montgomery to the right side of the infield, and they put the second baseman, Jaden Davis, shallow in right field. And the right fielder, Matthew Polk, almost starting things off near the warning track.
That seems appropriate for his pull side.
Well, I said warning track with Matthew Polk in right field. He nearly went to the train tracks with a train going by on Friday night over section 12 in right field. So 3-1 count. Inside, check swing. 100 miles per hour on the fastball. Tried to get him inside, but walked him. Montgomery did not go around as they looked at third base umpire David Susi to make the call. A runner with 2 outs and Jackson Appel at the plate. Showed you a moment ago that Jackson Appel has reached base in 20 games in a row. He has a 9-game hit streak as well coming into this one.
Really nice offensive production for both the Aggies and the Commodores coming from the catcher position. Always nice when you got your catcher batting cleanup hitting 365 if you're A&M.
Busy with Braden Montgomery at first base.
Good. Right here, G.
Fouled away to Jackson Appel. He's down in the count 0-2, but that doesn't bother him a whole lot. He can work counts. He can go deep in counts. He's only struck out 12 times this year.
Steady diet of fastballs we're seeing so far from Grayson Carter. I'm not sure we've seen a breaking pitch yet, Will.
With an 0-2 count to a good
here.
2-strike hitter, maybe you do change it up a little bit here. Stuck with it. Lapel fouled it away again.
When it's 99, it's a lot easier to just give the old #1 heater, you know.
Don't play around with too much. Let's just be straightforward about this. A&M, a team that can run. It's Vanderbilt, the team that runs more. Montgomery over there at first base, 4 of 6 on his stolen base attempts this year. Over toward Davis Diaz, and on the run, he'll make the play. The Aggies will strand Montgomery at first base. Scoreless run on the board this weekend in College Station, and a good place to start is Jaden Davis, who on Monday was named the SEC Player of the Week. He really turned around the LSU series for the Commodores. They'd like to see him turn this weekend around for them offensively, but a bounce out here to the Aggies shortstop Ali Camarillo.
A little unconventional lineup than what we're accustomed to seeing, Will, wouldn't you agree, from Vanderbilt? Usually not a team you want to challenge is, you know, related to home runs, right? They usually have a lot of power, a lot of big dudes, usually loaded with first-round picks. A little unconventional lineup from them this year.
Yeah, they're going to run. They still run, even though they lost a guy in Enrique Bradfield, who was a first-round draft pick, who was one of the best, I might say, in SEC history at getting around the base paths.
I would agree with that. It'd give me Ricky Henderson vibes watching that guy run the bases. An incredible athlete, incredible player.
But even without him, they still run, and maybe even more than they did last year, but not quite as much power. High average coming into this weekend in College Station, but not quite as much power.
Lots of doubles.
Yeah.
It's a good team.
And Vanderbilt will be just fine after this weekend.
Nice pitch.
They'll try to salvage one here today to get back to Nashville with some good vibes. Just missed with a breaking ball, so a full count now to Espinal. Just missed with a full count pitch there. Alan Espinal is the first base runner of the game for the Commodores.
We have both those last two takes just off the strike zone. Nice job by the umpire there. And a nice at bat by Espinal. They did a nice job. Not much to show for it so far. We're still early, but a nice job working counts today. Much better than the first 2 days for the Commodores.
After the walk, it brings up the left fielder, Braden Holcomb. Holcomb 1 for 5 this weekend.
Nice pitch. That's a 2-0. Yeah, it's a 2-0 hitter's count. You know, he's hitting dead red fastball, really nicely located off-speed pitch. Well executed.
So stacked heavy with right-hand hitters today against Justin Lampkin. Told you that he does get a high swing and miss rate against the right-hand hitters. He's also been very good with runners on base. 80% left on base rate this year for Justin Lampkin. High in the air left field, and Sorrell back, and he'll watch that fly. And Vanderbilt on the scoreboard for the first time this weekend. They take a 2-0 lead on the home run by Braden Holcomb. The left fielder goes over the wall in left field to put Vanderbilt up on this Sunday.
That feels really, really nice if you're Vanderbilt. A very nice way to get on the scoreboard. That's a big left-handed hitter. In Holcomb. This is just a middle fastball that he is just completely on time for. Drives it over the scoreboard in the south wind at Olson Field at Blue Ball Park. That's 110 off the bat, 430 feet.
Holcomb making his 11th start of the year. That's his 4th home run. So it took 2 games and an inning. But Vanderbilt is on the board this weekend, and they have a Sunday lead. Jack Bulger, the DH, at the plate.
Going to get a mound visit here.
This is Max Weiner, the Texas A&M pitching coach, that will come out.
Has gotten here, but this year has seen dramatic improvement. Coach Weiner's to be credited for that.
So after the conversation, Jack Bulger steps back in. And now 2-2 his count. That'll get out of play. Lampkin retired the first 4 Commodores to the plate, then walked Espinal. And then Holcomb hit the home run off of him. Home runs don't bother you a whole lot, but when a walk is out in front of them, making it a 2-run shot, that will irritate any head coach or pitching coach or pitcher himself.
For sure, and here we are with another full count. Will Vanderbilt doing a nice job today, getting deep in these counts. First 2 A&M starters of the weekend did such a nice job of staying efficient, keeping that pitch count down. Lampkin having a hard time putting these guys away.
So another foul ball by Jack Bulger. Another full count pitch from Lampkin. Right back at Lampkin, caromed off his hip, it looked like.
Got to the bag.
Yeah, won't play, no play at first base. Bulger a base hit.
He looks to be okay. Just kind of all around awkward if you're Justin Lampkin, right? You got a comebacker to you, hits off your hip, right? It's not your prototypical ground ball to first base where you're sprinting to the bag to cover, and he just got hit with the ball and he's late getting to the bag here. I'm not sure there would have been a play anyways. Commodores continue their visiting half of the second inning.
And now it's Calvin Hewitt from the right side. He shows bunt, and he popped that one up. That lands in fair territory, and they're going to get the lead runner at second base and try to get the double play. Did Jackson Appel, the catcher, let that drop? The bunt he couldn't lay it down. He popped it up out in front of home plate. And Jackson Appel also had a little trouble getting around the hitter, Calvin Hewitt.
Yeah, Will, I can't. It does look like he let it drop.
Yeah, he was going to try to get the double play.
Initially, Will, I thought there was miscommunication between Lampkin and Appel. And some miscommunication on who was going to catch the ball. But looking at that replay, it looks like Jackson was letting that drop, trying to get that double play.
Smart play from the former Ivy Leaguer. And now throw down, trying to get a stolen base, and that's into center field. Going to third is Calvin Hewitt.
There's that run game you and I have been talking about all weekend, Will. It's coming to life for the Commodores, something they haven't been able to do, as we discussed, to start this series. Just haven't had a lot of traffic on the base pass. That's a nice jump. You want to see Camarillo in front of second base bag. He's a little late getting to the bag.
Here we go, John. Here we go, John.
And Vanderbilt gets a free 90 feet.
First pitch to Jonathan Vastine was a ball on that stolen base. They shift him to the right side of the infield. So with 2 outs, another run possible out there for Vanderbilt at third base.
This is the one rare left-on-left matchup, Will. Be interested to see how Vastine picks up these pitches coming from behind the back of Justin Lampkin.
That'll get over the head of Gavin Grahovac, who had shifted over, base hit. That will score a run, and Calvin Hewitt coming home. Vastine drives him in, 3-0 Vanderbilt.
Kind of that definition of a Texas leaguer, right, Will? Just kind of hit them where they're not. Vastine, a player Coach Corbin speaks really highly of. Just a competitive at bat with 2 strikes, and definitely kind of placed it where the Aggies weren't. Some good luck on the behalf of the Commodores.
So a crooked number for Vanderbilt in the second, a 3-0 lead. Top of the order now in R.J. Austin. Austin flew out to right field in the top of the first inning. Austin still looking for his first hit of the weekend, 0 for 7.
Yeah, RJ's been quiet so far this weekend, but he's a really talented player. Obviously, he hits the top of the lineup for Vanderbilt. Really nice-looking prospect. A&M would be lucky to get him back to Nashville without a hit.
Last year, Vanderbilt, they won the SEC tournament. They beat the Aggies in the championship game. R.J. Austin was named the tournament's MVP. This is an inning in which Vanderbilt has put up 3 runs when they didn't get the leadoff man on. Just a bouncing 6-3 ground out to start the inning, but now they've hit the ball quite well, and that's off the wall. Straightaway center field. A 4th run coming home in the inning, and a triple for R.J. Austin. Now he makes his presence felt this weekend. RBI triple for R.J. Austin.
Yeah, this is one Jace Laviolette's going to want to have back. It's a well-struck ball. There's no doubt about that. But Jace is in his home park. He knows the south wind's blowing out, and you can kind of see him drifting to this ball. You got to turn your back and run straight to the warning track and work your way back in. I think Jace would like to have that one back. Aggies not so sharp as the first 2 days here on Championship Sunday.
here today. Christopher Cortez, he's got a mix now. He can throw the breaking ball, though, along with that heater, and he just got Matthew Polk to swing and miss. And yeah, you have two pitchers that can run it into the high 90s and even hit triple digits on the mound right now.
It's funny, you see 100 miles an hour from Chris Cortez, and he's gone back-to-back slider, right? That's something I know him and Coach Wiener have really worked on, his development of his off-speed pitches. Something you have to have in this league, because if you're only fastball dominant, it doesn't matter how hard you can throw it. These hitters are talented enough to hit it.
That pitch was away, another one.
Yeah, Matthew Polk's just a little sped up here. You can see him swinging out of the hand. That's 3 breaking balls in a row. See if he gives him a 4th one. Doesn't look like Polk's picking up the spin too well.
So 2-2 now. And he comes with the fastball to get Matthew Polk that in. Burton had a home run on Friday night, went opposite field to go get it. It was his 4th of the year. Michigan transfer. Transfer influence, it is a big deal now. And if you look at the A&M lineup, you have Grahovac, who's a freshman, and Lavalette, who's a sophomore, and then Montgomery, the Stanford transfer, Appel from Penn, Burton from Michigan, Schott is next from Columbia, Ali Camarillo after that from Cal State Northridge. Here's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Appel, Burton, and Schott. All have proven elsewhere that they're very good players, and they've done nothing but continue to be solid college players here in College Station.
They sure have, Will. You know, everyone talks about that three-headed monster at the top of A&M's order. Certainly what we feel like is 3 first-round picks, but it's that middle third that has really done wonders for this A&M offense.
97-mile-per-hour fastball to get his first strikeout of the game for Grayson Carter.
Yeah, it's an elevated fastball up at the eyes of Ted Burton. You got no chance to catch up to that when it's that high a velocity. It's 96 miles an hour, and we have seen nothing but a steady diet of fastballs from Grayson Carter, blowing it by these A&M hitters so far today.
So here's Hayden Schott, the Columbia transfer. Hayden Schott, he's been a quality hitter all season long for the Aggies. His average dipped to 271 on March 23rd when A&M was done with the Mississippi State series. Now, there's nothing wrong with 271, but since then, he is 21 of 43, almost hitting 500 since March 23rd. And he stays hot right here. Schott is now on a 9-game hitting streak with that base hit.
Just a really nice piece of hitting here by Hayden Schott. It's a breaking ball that stays elevated in the zone. He just takes his medicine and shoots the ball the other way, uses the whole field to hit. It's one of the few mistakes we've seen from Grayson Carter so far. Let's see if A&M can take advantage of one of their few base runners they've had so far today.
Comes the Aggies' first hit of the game. Ali Camarillo now. Right on right matchup. And a fastball at 99 for a strike to start his count. Speaking of hit streaks, Camarillo lost a 10-game hit streak yesterday, but he did walk. So he's been on base for 21 games in a row. Swing and a miss, and you go 2-2.
Aggies, it just feels like, Will, it's just they're just a tick behind that fastball from Grayson Carter, who's done a really nice job. Fastball command. There's another one.
Yep.
Elevated fastball. That's 2 this inning. You'll see it on a replay here. Just, it's so tough to hit high velocity at the upper part of the zone. I'm sure that's part of Vanderbilt's plan today, and Grayson Carter doing a nice job executing that, and A&M hitters just simply not able to catch up.
Two Ks now, and the freshman Caden Sorrell steps to the plate.
$90-mile-an-hour changeup, Will?
I mean, does it even look much different than 98? Jaden Davis will throw out Caden Sorrell. That ends the inning. The Aggies on Friday and Saturday with 4 runs, 4 hits, and a 2-run homer in there in the top of the second. 8 men went to the plate for the Commodores in the top of 2, so it's Davis, Diaz now in the top of 3. Diaz 4 hits this weekend.
Good.
Chris Cortez on the mound. He was brilliant on Tuesday, and the Aggies win 6-5 over UTSA. Came in relief and threw 4 scoreless innings to help the Aggies come back and win that one. A&M still has not lost a non-conference game.
That's a really nice pitch right there, Brett Cortez. It's one thing trying to hit 100 miles an hour, but when the guy has command of a secondary pitch, it just makes it really, really tough for the hitter.
Check swing and an appeal at first base. Ray Gregson said that Davis Diaz did not go around. Gets a strikeout on a full count pitch of Davis Diaz.
You're going to see on this replay is another sharp slider by Cortez. Does a really nice job with 2 strikes. That's a lot of bend. Down in the zone exactly where you want it. Big whiff by the Commodore there.
Cortez has faced 2. He struck out 2. That performance on Tuesday against UTSA where he went 4 scoreless, he struck out 7. Here is Jaden Davis, who grounded out at shortstop to start off that second inning. We said it at the time, the leadoff man went down in the top of 2, and Vanderbilt still put up a 4 spot.
What do we have here?
More ballpark cuisine.
It comes
nightly. Or in the case of Sunday, daily. I think this is a version of bulgogi fries,
Wow.
Korean beef fries.
Does it get better than?
These are the.
Can they see this?
I never want to just drop
Yeah, I don't
it.
wanna
This is the
dump it over.
bulgogi fries.
I've got a fried chicken sandwich. It looks like some coleslaw.
There's a burger
waffle
here
fries.
too, with onion rings on top of it. Some kind of sweet relish too.
Tell them about Friday night. That was a treat.
Churros. We had dessert for dinner Friday night.
My favorite.
I think they have a churro train that rolls around Bluebell Park now in the concourse.
How long before our colleague Thomas Dick joins us? Think he can smell it?
I think he'll be in here shortly. Another check swing by Jaden Davis. He didn't go around, so that's a walk.
Yet again, Will, it's a nice job by the Commodore hitter working that count, right? They've done a nice job getting deep in the counts today. Aggies having more trouble than they have the first 2 days of putting these guys away.
So now it's Alan Espinal at the plate. He walked back in the second inning, was aboard when Braden Holcomb launched his homer over the left field wall. Look out, Ted Burton kind of had to reach out and over Jaden Davis. So A&M with the 2 wins this weekend. They are now 2 games behind Arkansas for the top spot in the SEC West.
Who I saw took a loss last night. Extra innings
yeah,
in Tuscaloosa.
To the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama's got a good team this year.
Very solid. And
Top 25.
that will stay in play for Jackson Appel.
I am interested, Will. That's the second time this series I've seen Jackson Appel do this where he doesn't take the mask off. Right? It's usually one of the first things you see from a catcher. He'll rip that mask off and try to locate that ball because obviously your visibility is going to be decreased when you leave the mask on. Jackson's 2 for 2, so I guess he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Often you will see them ditch the mask. But I hadn't noticed it till you just mentioned there that Jackson Appel, doesn't toss it away on those foul balls that stay in play for him. Here's Braden Holcomb. Holcomb, last time he was up, it was not in play. It was well beyond the left field wall. It was his 4th home run of the year. Told you at the time, Holcomb's made just 11 starts. So hadn't been in the lineup a ton, but gets his chances this weekend, and he made the most of it.
Be in the lineup moving forward, you would think.
So after the home run, he has a 2-1 count with 2 down here in the 3rd, and another check of Jaden Davis. The biggest threats to steal in the Vandy lineup are R.J. Austin and Calvin Hewitt, both with 17 stolen bases, towards the top of the SEC. Jaden Davis not quite as much of a threat. Holcomb a swing and a miss.
See if they put Jaden Davis in motion here.
Call strike 3. Got him looking. That's 3.
500. Guys flying up the draft board alongside Braden Montgomery.
When Pete Incaviglia set the NCAA home run record in 1985, he averaged .64 home runs per game. Going into yesterday, that's exactly what Charlie Condon was averaging. .64 home runs per contest.
Wow.
And then Charlie Condon hit another one yesterday.
I think he hit 2 on Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. So 3 for the weekend. Travis Chestnut leads off for the Aggies in the bottom of 3. Then you go back to the top of the order and Gavin Grahovac next.
Where was Georgia at this weekend? Was that Mizzou?
Missouri. They were hosting the Tigers. Also, we showed you LSU. They're struggling this year, one season after winning the national title. What is it about SEC programs that win a national title and then things start to go south on them after hoisting the trophy? Travis Chestnut is hit by a pitch. Leadoff man is on, and it's a quick one.
Yeah, Travis Chestnut looks okay. Let's make sure Grayson Carter's okay. This is just a fastball that got away from him. It got away from him because he slipped on the mound. You'll see that on the replay here. I think he's okay. Just kind of lost his footing. Ball got away from him.
Yeah, I don't think he ever properly planted.
No, he didn't. That cleat didn't stick in the ground, and it was all bad from the start. And unfortunately, if you're Grayson Carter, Will, that's that last Aggie hitter that you want to put on base for free. Not only because Chestnut's hitting 9 for him, but this guy has electric speed. We talked about Enrique Bradfield and his successful career at Vanderbilt. I'd say aggressive as stature, but kind of those long right-handers that throw hard.
Grayson Carter checks out okay, and obviously they were very aware of Travis Chestnut at first base. There was a throw behind him from the catcher, Alan Espinal, after the pitch.
Yeah, that's not the first time you're going to see either a pickoff attempt or the catcher throw behind Chestnut. They obviously know that he's a danger on the base pass. Yeah, they're listening to us. Look, what you want to see, Will, look for the A&M hitters this go-around. They've done a nice job. They haven't swung at anything really other than a fastball, if you've noticed. But they've not been on time to the fastball. Look and see if they can pick up this spin rate from Carter and be on time to the heater the second time through the order.
So top of the order in Grahovac and a 2-0 count. Hard throw over to first base there from Carter. Carter got Grahovac to bounce out to the right side back in the first inning.
Another sort of awkward release, it looked like. Just kind of fall off the mound there. See if Carter can get back in the rhythm he had early on. He's going to get greeted by a ball 5 chant now.
He's going to have to deal with the crowd and 2 runners on with nobody out. In the face of it all, a nice pitch, 96 miles per hour from Grayson Carter.
Yeah, just a well-executed pitch down in the zone, bottom quadrant. That's exactly what you wanted to do for strike 1 if you're Grayson Carter. Well, I'm still getting used to seeing 90 miles an hour as the changeup.
And that's my question. How different does that look?
Well, it's...
I mean, it is backing off. I get when you throw 99, 100 miles per hour, but that's still pretty hard stuff coming in there.
Absolutely. These kids are so talented these days. You know that they make them bigger, faster, and stronger every year, it feels like. Don't you agree?
No. I mean, look at who's pitching, who's hitting right now.
Laviolette, 6'6", 230.
Comes with another strike. Maybe he backed off of that at 95 miles per hour.
That's 2 takes on fastballs that are called strikes by Laviolette. Both are strikes. Very well executed by Carter.
he spiked it into the dirt. Turned to throw, then didn't want to throw, and he lost the grip on it.
Well, this has to do with that rule, right, wouldn't you think? Because in the old days, I think he just spins, and if he doesn't have a good grip on it, he's just going to eat that baseball, right, wouldn't you think?
Because if you saw that replay, he didn't look too bothered by it. He just said, I'll get rid of it.
Right.
Not be taxed with a step off the mound. Runners going. Rip to the right side. Base knock. Jace Laviolette. Travis Chestnut will come home with the first run of the game for A&M.
Well, there's a lot going on right here, and I would just think you would have to credit Travis Chestnut being on the base pass. You've seen the catcher throw behind him. You've seen a pickoff attempt at first and second base. That pitcher's obviously thinking about Chestnut on the base pass. He makes a mistake and leaves the ball out over the plate, puts the Aggies on the board, and they're still in business. Runners on the corners with no outs.
Bubbles in the air, and Braden Montgomery coming to the plate. It's a visual that every Aggie likes. A&M hadn't faced a ton of left-handed pitching, so it's from the left side where Braden Montgomery has done a lot of his damage against right-hand pitchers when he goes from the left side of the plate. 15 of his 19 home runs have been launched. 4 of those he's gone opposite way, as you can see by the chart there.
Yeah, well, you look at that first graphic, and it kind of tells the story for you. Braden's looking for something out over the middle of the plate, right? That inner quadrant is the only quadrant we didn't see lit up. So if he gets a fastball he can handle out over the plate, Braden has enough power, as you saw in the second chart, to drive the ball the other way and to dead center out of the ballpark. He's in the driver's seat here. If you're an offensive player, you just don't want to get sped up. You want your heart rate to lower, not try to do too much.
Nice block by Alan Espinal. That pitch was in the dirt out in front of home plate.
Certainly it's no secret. Braden Montgomery, one of the best hitters in America, will be interested to see if they give Braden a green light here to swing on 3-0.
Came with a strike on 3-0 for Braden Montgomery. His next home run will make him the 5th Aggie in history to launch 20 in a season.
And it's April 14th.
All you can do is laugh at that fact. It's ridiculous. Chase Laviolette hit 21 last year. He became the 4th Aggie. Montgomery trying to become the 5th. So bases loaded now after the walk, and Jackson Appel coming to the plate.
Yeah, well, the Aggies are trying to get the crowd into this, and I mentioned to you this is going to be a big pivotal spot in the game, and it's certainly shaping up to be. You got bases loaded now with no outs, and one of the A&M's hottest hitters up in Jackson Appel.
Tried to go opposite field, laced the opposite way, but sliced well foul. Onto the lawn just in front of the bleachers over there.
We talked about the key, Will, being on time to the fastball for these A&M hitters. Grayson Carter doing a nice job getting in on Jackson Appel for strike 1.
Up and a 1-1 count. So it's Grahovac at third, Laviolette at second, Montgomery at first. Tried a breaking ball, but that stayed well out.
A&M, I think, Will, is eliminating that pitch. We haven't seen him swing at the breaking ball a whole lot today.
Went around, check swing, couldn't hold up.
That was a breaking ball. Really sharp bite, down and in. Tied Jackson Appel up for strike 2.
As we said, Appel tough with 2 strikes. He can work counts. He can go deep in counts.
Only 12 strikeouts on the year.
It was one of the reasons Jim Schlossnagle considered hitting Jackson Appel leadoff this year. In fact, on opening day, that's where Jackson Appel was. That could be 2, and it will be 2, and it does get a run home on the double play. Grahovac scores. Big play for the Commodore defense, but one more run for the Aggies offensively.
Yeah, well, it's situational baseball, right? I mean, you obviously do not want to, if you're Texas A&M, you don't want to give up 2 outs on 1 swing. If you do, you want to make sure that you get an RBI for it. That's exactly what happened. That's another well-executed pitch by Grayson Carter. You got to give him credit. That fastball is 98 miles an hour down in the zone, able to induce a ground ball double play. Big pitch for the Commodores.
Jace Laviolette now at third base with Ted Burton batting. Laviolette was trying to make Carter notice him on the 2-0 pitch. Carter staying focused enough to pump a strike to Ted Burton. As one northbound rolls by.
How many we got, Will?
It's a couple engines.
One of the coolest shots in college baseball. You got the train behind right field, and look at that brand new indoor complex for Texas A&M football. A beautiful building.
Spring football underway for the Aggies under the direction of first-year head coach Mike Elko. Ted Burton grounds out 2 games. Definitely today's crowd will take you over 20,000 for the weekend all told. 4 for the Commodores in the second, 2 for the Aggies in the third. Middle innings now. Jack Bolger leading things off. Bolger, an infield single back in the second inning. He hit it sharply up the middle, and then it glanced off the hip of the Aggie starting pitcher, Justin Lampkin. Likely would have got into center field, but infield single for him as it struck the Aggie pitcher on the mound.
Bolger DH'd for the Commodores Friday night, went 0 for 3, and did not play last night. Back in the lineup today for the Commodores.
Well, he's got a 3-1 count against Chris Cortez. Cortez has struck out 3. He's faced 5 in his relief appearance.
Two guys, one on each side, Will, just living at 99 miles per hour. I mean, that's not normal. Pretty special talents we're getting to watch. Oh,
that hurts.
That's not going to feel good.
That is 99 to the forearm.
He wants to rub it.
Wouldn't blame him if he did.
No, that's tough. The trainer's going to come out and check on him. That's just like we talked about the other night.
Oh,
right
elbow.
on the corner of the elbow, right on the funny bone. I guarantee you that arm feels dead right now. That is just a really tough place to hit. If you're going to get hit by 99, you want it to be somewhere where there's, you know, kind of
padding.
in the back. Yeah, some meat to absorb the blow for sure. That definitely didn't feel great.
Here's Calvin Hewitt. Shows bunt and has to almost fall away from that. Hewitt tried a bunt in the second. He popped it up out in front of home plate, and wisely, the Aggie catcher, Jackson Appel, let it land and tried to get a double play out of it.
Oh, my.
They may get a double play out of this, but the throw is in the dirt at first base. Close play at first. Hewitt twice has tried to lay down a bunt, and it's almost ended up in double plays for him.
Well, that's the second time we've had a lot going on in one of these plays here today. You kind of feel for Hewitt, right? I mean, it's 99 miles an hour. That ball's riding up and in on him. He's asked to bunt. He's almost just in self-protection mode. Sticks that bat out there so it doesn't hit him in the face. He pops it up for the second time today, and looked like Grahovic. Same thing happened to Gavin last night where he had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, or that could have been a double play.
So after all that, 1 out. Still with Bolger at first base and Jonathan Vastine at the plate. RBI single. Looped one out over the shortstop area to drive in a run as part of that big second inning for the Commodores.
Vastine, Will, you know, in our Zoom meeting we got to sit in on this week, you know, something one of the players Coach Corbin mentioned specifically thinks really highly of. Had a lot of production in that 9-hole. Certainly does not have to hit 9th, but he's just been so good down there. They've left him there.
Yeah, hitting 9th, but a .327 hitter with 5 home runs. Even Jim Schlossnagel commented that maybe hiding him down there, he's a much better hitter than the 9-hole suggests. But lineups, they'll do that now. That'll bounce. Chance to get 2. Not in time at first base. The shift was on. 3 infielders to the right side. That was Camarillo that fielded it and flipped to Grahovac. Grahovac, the third baseman, but taking that feed at second base because of the shift. No, it was Camarillo.
Vastine did beat the throw. Chris is going to check on him. He does have good speed, 6 of 7, high percentage of success with stolen bases. They'll run through this order, Will, 1 through 9. Every guy will run.
R.J. Austin low and away. Went off the wall in center field, did Austin. His last at bat, got an RBI triple out of it. It was his first hit of the weekend.
Pushes this count to 2-0. You got to be careful right here if you're Chris Cortez. R.J. Austin, we mentioned it, came into today without a hit on the weekend. His last at bat, he had a triple off the wall, dead center. He's in the driver's seat in a 2-0 count.
Triple digits on the fastball for a strike.
Cool, 100 miles an hour. Wow. Never gets old seeing triple digits.
You're right, still cool. Swing and a miss there at 99. When you knew you'd face a guy that could hit triple digits, you ever get a little more amped up?
Of course, yeah. I mean, look, it's funny. 90 used to, 20 years ago, 90 miles an hour used to be the 100 of today, right? Yeah. And, anybody that throws 100, it's definitely different than 95, I'll tell you that. It's funny how the jump, it seems like, I think it's just because you see it so much in today's game. I think the jump from 90, say 92 to 95 isn't all that different, but it's something about 95 to 100 that just makes it seem way, way different when you're in the box.
Got enough of that, and Jackson Appel gets up hobbling from behind home plate after the foul ball.
This is one of the most painful things you'll see in baseball. This is a foul ball, I believe, that is going to clip. Oh, that just clips Jackson Appel right on the inner part of that leg.
And the shin guard doesn't extend that high.
Yeah, no padding whatsoever. That's basically like getting hit straight in the leg with 100 miles an hour.
Pumped him a strike. It was almost a case where LSU took the series, but Vanderbilt got a big 8th inning home run from Jaden Davis. And then in that game, too, really was McIlvain that nailed it down. McIlvain threw 3 1/3 last weekend at LSU. On the Friday night, it was game 2 of the series. 3 1/3 scoreless. Vanderbilt came back to win 8-6. McIlvain got the win.
Nice pitch.
And then the Commodores would go and take the series in Baton Rouge the next day. So McIlvain helped get it turned around.
It's classic Vanderbilt pitching, right, Will? You go from 100 miles an hour from the right side to a big, huge, tall lefty who's also going to run it up there 95, 96 miles an hour.
And you go from the right side to the left. Carter to McIlvain. Hayden Schott singled earlier, extended a hit streak to 9 games in a row. Strikes out here as the first man to face Ethan McIlvain.
It's not the execution that McIlvain's looking for. As a backup slider, you see the spin there. It's not breaking as much as he wants it to. His ties shot up on his inner quadrant. Nonetheless, gets the strikeout. 1 batter face, 1 out for the Commodores.
So now it's the shortstop, Ali Camarillo.
Aggie shortstop made a couple nice plays defensively last night. Didn't have a hit, but has really been solid for this A&M team after they lost Hunter Haas last year. Aggie's been pretty solid at shortstop since Jim Schlossnagels arrived in 2022.
Cole Kaler, Hunter Haas, now Ali Camarillo. They've really been good defensively this year, A&M as a whole, with the exception of Tuesday night when they committed 4 errors against UTSA. Otherwise, one of the best fielding teams in the country.
Fielding right at 980 as a team, like you said, which is up there in the national rankings, Will. And I know something, as you know, Coach Schlossnagel takes a lot of pride in is the way these guys run the bases and the way these guys defend.
It's going to get out of play. Reached out to stay alive, still at 2-2. So A&M now 2 games behind Arkansas in the West. Arkansas trailing Alabama again today, 1-0 in the 6th inning. Call strike 3, got him looking. McIlvain has come in and struck out a couple of Aggies.
Yeah, he sure has. 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts from McIlvain, and What's been impressive not only is the velocity from the big left-hander, but he's done a really nice job mixing pitches. Short sample size, but he's got the Aggies off balance here through 2 hitters.
McIlvain now against Caden Sorrell. Sorrell against Carter back in the 2nd inning, bounced out to second base.
Another bender there.
Started him off with a strike. 78 miles per hour in the zone. And another called strike. Quickly, Sorrell down in the count, 0-2. Got him on a check swing. McIlvain comes in and flat out deals.
One series that year in 2016. That was at Florida. We were just newly minted #1 in the country. Go to Florida and get swept. But like you said, able to get that revenge in the SEC championship game, SEC tournament champions, and just such a fun, special time for me personally.
May 21st, it all cranks up at the Hoover Met this year. Last year, it was these 2 teams in the final. Vanderbilt beating the Aggies to claim the championship. Matthew Polk now down in the count, 1-2 against Chris Cortez.
2 great programs, as you mentioned, lots of mutual respect for, Tim Corbin and Coach Slosh. I know they highly respect each other. We talked about their trip to the gold medal game and winning a gold medal for Team USA, and they certainly learned from each other in their both successful careers.
Well, both Jim Schlossnagle and Tim Corbin, they've got some relievers doing some dealing right now. Good stuff from Christopher Cortez. Good stuff from Ethan McIlvain in his first inning of work out of the bullpen. 6th-ranked Commodores lead the 3rd-ranked Aggies 4-2. And I'll throw out a scenario for you, JB.
Sure.
So the Aggies ranked #3. Coming into the weekend, Clemson was ranked #2. Clemson has lost all 3 games this weekend, and North Carolina State is trying to sweep them today. As Davis Diaz is at the plate. Arkansas have split the first 2 games with Alabama. As we just told you, they trail 1-0 against Alabama.
I know where you're headed with this.
In the 6th inning, Arkansas and Alabama. If Alabama wins that series, Clemson has struggled this weekend. It's 1-2-3, Arkansas, Clemson, A&M. Is there possibly a new #1 in the Aggies?
That depends on what happens today, in my opinion. I think if...
Yeah, Alabama would have to finish that against Arkansas.
Correct.
And win the game.
And I think, this may be unpopular opinion, but I think if Arkansas loses that series 1-2, and I think if A&M were to win the series 2-1, I still think Arkansas would keep the #1 spot. I think A&M would move to #2.
Yeah, I think A&M is jumping Clemson regardless.
I agree with that.
I think they're #2 at least.
I agree with that. I think that if A&M were to mount a comeback today and sweep the Commodores, and Arkansas were to lose today, I think you'd have a new #1.
Tennessee is 4th, and they're looking for a sweep of LSU today. Yeah, Arkansas at Alabama, trailing 1-0 today in the 6th. We'll see how that pans out in Tuscaloosa. Also for the Aggies, if they can come back and win, Arkansas loses to Alabama, all of a sudden A&M is a game behind Arkansas in the West. Yeah, it almost. Those standards.
You and I talked about it on Friday. It almost felt unfair, with Kentucky and Arkansas leading the chase of these conference standings.
Backhand and a throw across from Ali Camarillo. So let's take a look at the SEC standings. Texas A&M and Arkansas really duking it out in the West, but Kentucky.
And what they're doing is just crazy. To start the weekend, I believe Arkansas and Kentucky were both 11-1, which is just unbelievable.
Ripped back up the middle, base hit single for Jaden Davis. The lone final in the SEC right now on this Sunday. Florida 11, South Carolina 9. Florida avoids a sweep at home at Condren Ballpark.
That's the one series loss so far for the Texas A&M Aggies, and
going to Gainesville.
It's a tough place to play. It really is, and it's because of their environment. Their new ballpark is absolutely beautiful, but you know, you and I were talking about the talented Vanderbilt pitching staff. Florida's every year, Will, it seems like they just run out arm after arm. They're so talented. 1 through 9 just do a really nice job.
And the Gators salvaged the game today. Vanderbilt trying to do the same. Salvage one this weekend, and the Commodores out in front 4-2. Alan Espinal at the plate with 2 down, and Jaden Davis running at first base. 2 strikes now. Got him swinging. Christopher Cortez. Travis Chestnut leading off. The speedy Chestnut showed bunt there, but low and in, and he pulled back.
Will, the Aggies, they've had 1 crooked number inning so far, and Travis Chestnut, that was the 3rd inning, and Travis Chestnut led off that inning. Certainly a guy you want to keep off the bases if you're Vanderbilt. This causes so much havoc on the base paths.
Vastine will throw out Chestnut, and the Aggies keep the speedy runner off base to lead off the bottom of 5. 4 runs, 5 hits for Vanderbilt. 2 runs, 2 hits for A&M. The Aggies have committed an error. Now it's Gavin Grahovac. The freshman has handled himself quite well in SEC play. Prior to today, 14 SEC games, 8 home runs in conference play. He's hit safely in 13 of those 14 conference games. Doesn't have a hit today. He has a ground out and a walk, and he scored a run. He's tagged this deep to left. Went over the scoreboard last night, went off the top of the scoreboard on Sunday. Gavin Grahovac, 9th home run in conference play. And for the year, all told, that's number 13.
This kid right here, man, he's just incredible. It's just very, very abnormal to have this kind of success as a true freshman. We talked about McElwain's 3-pitch mix. He's done such a good job mixing pitches, keeping the A&M hitters off balance. He has a hanging breaking ball, middle. Looks a lot like that home run swing Gavin Grahovac had last night. He puts it off the letters at the top of the video board. That's 101 off the bat, 421 feet for the freshman phenom.
Jace Laviolette, RBI single his last time. He's 1 for 2. He had 2 home runs on Friday night. Laviolette 16 on the year. 37 homers for his A&M career. Hit the bag and hopped over a diving R.J. Austin. Laviolette's going to second base. Off the bag at first, and he gets 2 bags out of it.
Some good luck, good fortune by way of the Aggies on this one. It's a fastball It's actually a ball. It's off the plate in to Jace Laviolette. He brings those hands in, keeps it fair. Like you said, bounces off the bag. Aggies with another runner in scoring position with one out. And we're going to get a mound visit.
Tying run at second base.
Definitely not going to lay down.
And Braden Montgomery now from the right side. The switch hitter facing the left-handed Ethan McIlvaine. Montgomery has walked twice. Both of those against the starter, Grayson Carter. Hard cut. And here's what he did on Friday night. Train moving by behind right field on Friday. Yeah, he nearly belted it.
Look at him just bring those hands in. I mean, that is just, and then he goes, he's a big part of the field, says, hey, I can do that too. I mean, this guy, he has true power to all fields and is flying up the first-round draft board.
2 home runs Friday, 19 for the year. Hard hit left field. Ball game is tied as Laviolette comes around to score.
Well, Will, it certainly looks like these A&M bats are starting to wake up. A couple things are happening. This Vandy pitcher, McIlvaine, is getting in trouble because he's leaving balls out over the middle of the plate. That's an inner third, kind of belt high, and Braden pulls his hands in. That's a 110 miles an hour off the bat, line drive double to left field. Aggies yet again, runner on second, only one out.
It was once 4-0, now it's 4-4. Vanderbilt was up 4-0 after 2. A&M 2 in the third, 2 more here in the fifth. We're tied. Jackson Appel with 1 out could possibly give the Aggies the lead. Off speed with a breaker and a 2-0 count. Right field, opposite way, shy of the track, now moving right there in front of the track, Matthew Polk. Montgomery's going to tag, and he'll get third base with 2 outs now. Montgomery 90 feet away from giving the Aggies the lead. McIlvaine trying to keep it tied. Ted Burton 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. One McIlvaine to Burton. Low and in with a fastball. That'll get out of play. Leadoff hitter in this inning went down, but then the Aggies' big 3 of Grahovac, Laviolette, and Montgomery all delivered. 2 runs home in the frame, tie game 4-4. Can the Aggies pull ahead? 2-2 to Burton. Just missed the zone, little low. Full count. Jumping way off the bag at third was Montgomery. Here's a breaking ball, and that stayed up. Check swing, but he didn't go around. Walk to Burton with 2 outs. Aggie runners at the corners.
It's a pretty nice pitch, really. Definitely didn't go around. Was interested, Will, to see if they were going to give him a pitch to hit right there, because now you have a left-on-left matchup with Schott coming up, and I know Ted Burton likes the left-handed pitcher. Maybe a better matchup right here for McIlvaine.
Hayden Schott coming to the plate, single and a strikeout. The single extended his hit streak to 9 games in a row. So 1 for 2, the Aggie DH. You go left on left here as he looks at McIlvaine. Start him off with a strike. So now McIlvaine has faced every Aggie. It was Schott who faced him in the 4th inning and struck out. Now Schott sees him for the 2nd time. Booted at second base by Jaden Davis. The Aggies take the lead.
Will, it's that soft hit chopper that has the ability to eat up an infielder. It's the biggest decision they make. Do you sit back and wait on it, right? Or do you charge it and try to take a hop out of it? Davis chooses to wait back and kind of catches him in between hops, and you could see as that ball was getting towards him, there's a chance it could end up being an error, and that's exactly what happens. A&M able to take the lead. Still in business, 2 outs and 2 on.
Three home in the inning, a 1-run lead for the Aggies. Ali Camarillo at the plate. Center field hit hard, and they're going back. That got out. Ali Camarillo, 3-run shot, 3rd homer of the year. Not only have the Aggies taken the lead, they've run with it, and it's 8-4.
That's just a great piece of hitting by Ali right there. It's in the middle quadrant of the strike zone. The ball's down in the zone. It's really not a poorly executed pitch. He just leaves it over the middle of the plate. Ali just puts a really great swing on this ball. 101 off the bat. It's 422 feet. And the Aggies with a 6-run 5th inning. A lot of damage done with 2 outs, Will. We talk about it all the time. It's usually a free base war, hitting with runners in scoring position, and how many runs can you score with 2 outs? And A&M taking advantage of that here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, and some of this is frustrating as it could be for Vanderbilt, considering an error now really looms large.
That's exactly right. That's tough, man, for sure. It's a well-executed pitch, and by all accounts should have been out number 3. But that's what good teams do. If you're Texas A&M, if you give them an extra opportunity, it's their job to cash in, and that's certainly what they just did. Crowd giving McIlvaine a hard time here. It was a breaking ball that just slipped out of his hand. He certainly wasn't doing anything intentional. Here comes Tim Corbin. We're going to get a pitching change.
A&M stepped into the bottom of the fifth, down 4-2. We're going to take a break with the Aggies up 8-4. Vanderbilt, 3 innings. Ethan McIlvain, an inning and 2/3. McIlvain ran into some trouble here in the fifth. A costly error did not help him, and now Ginther with a count against Caden Sorrell. It's 3-0. You come in, you throw 2 out of the zone, and you have to face the ball 5 champ.
It's tough. Especially after this Aggie crowd has gotten into it, right? They were kind of asleep for the first 3 innings of this game, and the 6-run fifth has woken them up big time.
Inside on the first pitch to Travis Chestnut. Finds the strike zone, and he'll get a quick hand from the Bluebell Park faithful. Shielding his eyes, Jaden Davis. He will make the catch. That'll end the inning, but it's a 6-run inning. Continuing, A&M found themselves down 4-0 after 2. They get 2 in the 3rd, 6 in the 5th. It's 8-4 Aggies as we go to the 6th. Chris Cortez still on the hill for A&M. His relief appearance. He faces Braden Holcomb. Holcomb homered back in the 2nd inning off the Aggie starter Justin Lampkin. 2-run shot. 4th home run of the year for Holcomb. A&M in the red, white, and blues, the patriotic uniforms on this Sunday. They may have to keep these for Tuesday. Their next home game is against Air Force here in College Station.
Yeah, I bet they do wear these again Tuesday night against Air Force, and I think our new, well, Texas A&M's new athletic director, Trev Alberts, is throwing out the first pitch Tuesday night.
Air Force may fly down here a little hot. They're taking on Dallas Baptist this weekend, a nationally ranked team. Swing and a miss, and Chris Cortez strikes out Braden Holcomb.
It's a 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Chris Cortez. See it kind of just running away from that big righty from Vanderbilt. Just kind of runs out of bat, ends up being a ball, starts in the zone, and just has great movement on that four-seam fastball, Chris Cortez.
Jack Bulger to the plate, the DH. Air Force, they split the first 2 games with Dallas Baptist up in Colorado Springs, and the Falcons lead today 8-2 in the 6th inning. So they may have a series win over a ranked team flying down with them Tuesday to face the Aggies.
Dallas Baptist, what a great program they've built up there in North Texas, and like you said, I know they're very, very talented this year.
Chris Cortez just pumping strikes right now.
You mentioned it, a rough start for Justin Lampkin from Texas A&M, and all the momentum seemed to be on the side of the Commodores, and then in comes Chris Cortez. He's done a really nice job settling things down for Texas A&M, and at the same time, the Aggie bats have woken up and completely flipped this game on its head.
Chris Cortez on Tuesday night against UTSA, he threw 4 innings and struck out 7. Today, 3 2/3, another 7 strikeouts.
You can ask the Aggie pitching staff, Coach Schlossnagel, what Coach Weiner, the pitching coach for Texas A&M, what he's done to develop Chris Cortez's secondary stuff has really just transformed his game. Chris has always been known as a flamethrower, as you can tell, up to 100 miles an hour, but the evolution of his secondary stuff has really made him an elite arm out of the bullpen for Texas A&M.
In the bottom of the 8th now in Tuscaloosa, Alabama has tacked on more. They lead Arkansas, the top-ranked team in the country, 5-0. We discussed it earlier. If Arkansas loses that series, they're number 1. Clemson has struggled. They're number 2. For the Aggies, the new number 1 with a new poll tomorrow. Strikeout number 8 for Christopher Cortez in 4 innings of work. Three strikeouts in a row of Espinal, Holcomb, and Bulger. Calvin Hewitt missed away. So 75 pitches now for Christopher Cortez in this relief appearance.
Yeah, how much leash, how much longer are they going to let him ride, Will? At 75 pitches, that's a pretty good amount after what you said he threw on Tuesday night.
54 pitches on Tuesday.
A&M really set themselves up for success today by only using 1 reliever the first 2 games of the series. They've got a stockpile of arms down there that have yet to throw.
Well, that's a season high in pitches now for Christopher Cortez. He threw 75 in his first outing of the year, which was a start against Incarnate Word, February 20th. So that was the high. He surpasses it with his 76th pitch a moment ago to Calvin Hewitt. Tough play, nice play by Travis Chestnut. Bubbles in the air and an Aggie lead after the 6th run, 5th. And Gavin Grohovac going to lead things off here in the 6th, though he has now hit safely in 14 of 15 SEC games. He has 9 home runs in conference play, 13 for the year. A&M, the 8 runs on 6 hits. Vanderbilt, 4 runs on 5 hits. Gavin Grohovac won't slow down. The freshman keeps swinging it. No, he won't slow down around first. He goes to second.
That's just heads-up baseball right there by Gavin Grohovac. It's 111 miles an hour off the bat. That was an absolute rocket back up the middle, and I think the center fielder may have had trouble fielding this ball. I think he bobbled it. Heads-up base running by Gavin Grohovac. Now all of a sudden you got a runner on second, no outs, and you've got the back-to-back monsters for Texas A&M up to the plate.
Laviolette productive today. His double hit the bag at first base and bounced over a diving R.J. Austin. So he took the bag at second base as a result of it.
We talked about it earlier in the broadcast, Will. It's something you and I know well that Coach Slosh really emphasizes, heads-up base running defense. They start every single practice with base running followed up by defense, and I know Coach Slosh loves to see that.
Check swing. Went around. Struck him out.
I was a little confused for a second there. The catcher was asking the third base umpire to confirm if Jace went around. Wasn't necessary. Jace did go around. The home plate umpire rung him up himself. It's a pitch out of the zone, well executed. That's a big out right there. Runner on second, no outs to not advance that runner. Nice job by the Commodore staff.
Braden Montgomery has been on every time. A walk, and a double. Walk in the first, walk in the third, double. Drove home a run in the fifth. Montgomery played against the Aggies last year in the NCAA Regional with Stanford.
You think he impressed Coach Slosh?
The stadium there at Stanford is lined with trees back behind the outfield wall. And Braden Montgomery and some of the Aggies, they were playing long ball that entire regional. I thought they were going to knock a few of those trees down. I mean, some mammoth blasts.
Very talented Stanford team last year. Good program.
Well, both seasons Montgomery was with Stanford. He went to Omaha. He's trying to help the Aggies get there this season. Deep fly ball to right off the bat of Montgomery. That's caught by Matthew Polk. Gavin Grahovac went to third base.
Well, I was talking to Aggie hitting coach Mike Early before tonight's game, and I asked him specifically about Braden Montgomery. I said, hey, what's he doing different? You know, he's had a very productive college career. He said, JB, he's always swung a lot, right? Braden's very active in the box. He swings at a lot of pitches. But one thing he's doing this year is he's just not missing when he swings, right? It's a compliment of, you know, his third year in college baseball with Team USA. He's just had a lot of experience now. He's seen a lot of pitching. And, man, his command of the strike zone, and like Coach Early said, when he does swing, he just doesn't miss, right? He struck out 3 times last night, and what an anomaly that was. He hadn't done that all year long.
When he came to A&M, one of the things they raved, the bat speed.
Well, that was my point. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, his bat speed is so elite. I mean, the elite of the elite, that when he does swing, if he doesn't miss, hence the extra base hits, right? Doubles and home runs. That's just a product of him putting the ball in play.
Well, Grahovac's going to come home. Play at the plate, not in time.
I tell you what, this young man, that's what you love to see out of your young superstars. If you're Coach Slosh and the Aggies, I mean, everyone talks about the power, the ability to defend, but it's a heads-up base running play just to get to second base on his double, right? It was supposed to be a single. The center fielder bobbles it. He's got his head up. He takes the extra 90. And then right there, he hesitates for just a second, but the catcher's a little late getting to that ball, and then Gavin takes off, makes him pay for it, and extends the lead. 9-4 Texas A&M.
Jackson Appel is 0 for 3. He's trying to extend a hit streak. Right now he's at 9 games in a row. He's reached base in 20 in a row. He has not reached base today. Got him on a called third strike. And that
after 28 pitches last night. We'll see how many pitches he can give the Aggies today. That's 1 pitch, 1 out. It's a good start.
Jonathan Vastine swinging away and hitting that into the glove of Jace Laviolette in center field. So a rough start today for A&M with Justin Lampkin, an inning and 2/3, 4 runs. Cortez goes 4 1/3 scoreless, striking out 8. Now Evan Oshin back on. You go to the top of the Vanderbilt order in R.J. Austin. Big RBI triple back in the second inning. JB, we're in the late innings on Sunday. I don't think we can get off the air this weekend without congratulating our friend Boomer White.
Absolutely. Congrats to Boomer and his wife, their second baby.
Drew, a daughter born last week.
Boomer is, I consider him a close friend. He's an amazing guy. I love listening to you guys both. When I have the opportunity to watch A&M baseball games, you guys both do a great job. Boomer had a great playing career and certainly has a beautiful family. Is going to have a great professional career as well.
Strikeout swinging of R.J. Austin. Went off speed so effectively. Evan Oschenbeck gets the K. So yeah, JB, in 12th man fashion, you stood tall, stepping up for us this weekend.
I appreciate you guys having me.
You weren't just in this booth, you were in the Aggie radio booth last night with Andrew Monaco.
Yeah,
yeah, you didn't sit a game out. You got all 3 in.
I love the opportunity to do that with Andrew. He's a special guy, and I really enjoy being a part of it.
Fouled away. It's quickly 0-2 to Matthew Polk. You're coming back to College Station, Arkansas weekend, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be here.
You picked a good one. Ground ball. And that'll end the inning. Just did get Matthew Polk at first base. 3 up, 3 down. You go into the 7th inning stretch now. Number 1.
It's certainly looking that way. Kendall Rogers of D1 Baseball, that's who puts out the polls, just tweeted the Bama-Arkansas final and also said a new number 1 is very likely coming tomorrow if a current score holds. A&M certainly with more work to do here in the bottom of the 7th. This game's far from over. You've got the south wind of Olsen Field at Blue Bell Park, a 5-run lead. But as we've seen, anything can happen, and just got to keep your head down and keep throwing strike 1.
Short hop for Vastine off the bat of Burton, but he'll throw him out. Handled it.
Very smooth play by Vastine there.
A&M 9 runs on 7 hits today. This is the weekend. They put up 33 against a Vanderbilt team that is pretty complete. They can pitch, they can hit.
9 home runs.
I mean, there's been a wow factor of what the Aggies have done in these 3 games. Here's Hayden Schott. So before the break, I was mentioning you're going to come back down to College Station, final weekend of the regular season. JB on the A&M radio network for the Aggie series against Arkansas. We've got a little while till then.
That
but
could be 1 versus 2.
It's not out of the question that it's the number 1 ranked team in the country against number 2.
You know, Andrew might regret this, but he lets me pick my schedule. He lets me pick which games I want to choose.
I'll back you up, and I'll say you picked that preseason.
I sure did.
You didn't wait to see where.
Look, that's the ultimate compliment to Vanderbilt and Arkansas, right? I mean, you know who's going to be a premier talented team in this league, and I had the opportunity to work the Kubota College Classic with you up in Dallas at Globe Life where my Rangers play. I enjoyed that. And then I chose the Vanderbilt series and the Arkansas series. So just really, really enjoyed being a part of the program.
Line out by Hayden Schott. That was 103 off the bat. He ripped it, but right to Jonathan Vastine.
That's how you can tell when a hitter's feeling good, right? I mean, the outs that he's making, even the outs he's making are loud, right? He's got 103 opposite field, line drive to the shortstop, using the whole field to hit. The Aggies are at their best when that middle third of the order is really locked in, and they have been all weekend.
Yeah, when we went up to Arlington, that was your home game. We traveled to you.
You did. That was fun. That was a quick 20-minute drive over to Arlington from where I live, and you and I had a great time. A&M put on a clinic up there in Arlington, and that was kind of the first time we found out if Texas A&M was legit or not.
Yeah. Beat Arizona State twice, beat USC once. USC recently had gotten hot. They got a sweep of a 2-game series against Oregon State, a nationally ranked team. Backed that up with a sweep of Washington in 3 games. They beat UC Irvine, another nationally ranked team, on Tuesday. But the Trojans were cooled off this weekend. They dropped the series to nationally ranked Oregon. Nice play by Ryan for Chris Lemonis and the Bulldogs. And Vanderbilt will have a couple of home series in Nashville after coming to College Station, hosting the Gators of Florida and the Bulldogs of Mississippi State.
I think Mississippi State is in danger of losing a series to Ole Miss. Just kind of shows you, Will, how competitive this league is. I mean, truly 1-14. You heard Coach Slosh talk about it when they faced Auburn, who is at the bottom of the SEC West standings. He's like, I'm telling you guys right now, this is a very, very talented Auburn team that can beat anybody. Official attendance today, Will, 7,063, the second largest weekend attendance in Texas A&M program history.
So you go basically over 22,000 total for the weekend. And like we said, a lot of times in college baseball, that Sunday crowd backs off a bit. Certainly not today. High and deep to left field. Caden Sorrell, he's saved one this year. He tries to save another. Not this time. That is a home run off the bat of Davis Diaz. He has had a terrific weekend for the Commodores.
One of the rare mistakes we see from Evan Aschenbeck, that's a fastball middle third. 90 miles an hour, 99 off the bat. We don't have a distance number. Just scraped over that wall in left center. The Aggies cannot afford to get too comfortable, Will. I mentioned it, this south wind at Olsen Field at Bluebell Park this time of year. This score can run up in a hurry this time of year at this ballpark, and nice job from Evan right there, getting back in the count, strike one.
And now it's the reigning SEC Player of the Week, and Jaden Davis. Davis today 1 for 2, single and a walk.
Remember when we got the food drop-off earlier today, and I asked you how long it would take Thomas Dick to join us?
Not a lot of time.
He's here.
He got over here pretty quick. He's dropped us a couple of notes today. He's earned a few bites.
Sure has. Thomas, one of our favorite guys, wishing him a happy early birthday next Tuesday. He'll be 39.
39 or 29?
Oh, 29, excuse me.
That's what he wants us to say.
Big pitch right here.
Just missed the outside corner. A walk to Jaden Davis.
Evan Aschenbeck, only 4 walks in 2024 and 33 innings pitched. That's a rare free base from the left-hander. That's a home run and a walk here to start the top of the 8th inning. You're right in the meat of this Vanderbilt order.
In the dirt, and Davis will go to second base.
And it continues. And it continues. It's quite possible, but they've got to finish business here first.
I mean, this is not done, especially with the way the Vanderbilt Commodores can swing it. Alan Espinal at the plate. High hopper in front of the runner, but getting over to third base quickly, Jaden Davis, they don't get him.
There's a lot to unpack right here. If you're the runner at second base for Vanderbilt, you're taught that if the ball's hit in front of you, you're supposed to stay put. If the ball's hit behind you, right to your left, you can advance. That's a poor base running mistake by the Vanderbilt runner. Ali Camarillo makes the right play, just a bad throw to Gavin, takes him off the bag. He's going to have to tag him to get the out, obviously. And now, I'm telling you, now it's runners at the corners with no outs.
And a guy who's homered in this game at the plate, and Braden Holcomb.
Yeah, left fielder here is a big dude and certainly got a lot of power.
The two-run shot was in the second inning. After two, Vanderbilt had a 4-0 lead. A&M then reeled off 9 straight. Vanderbilt has one back here in the 8th. They're looking for more. So Commodores at the corners. And nobody out.
Nice pitch. Caught him out in front right there. Nice changeup. He proved to be a big at-bat in the game right here.
Went foul. Fourth home run of the year. Aschenbeck comes back with a big pitch and a big strikeout.
That's just such. It's really interesting. It's great pitch sequence and it's great pitch execution by Evan Aschenbeck right there. That's changeups down in the zone. We just saw the highlight on a fastball that he hit about 450 feet to start this one. Really big out by the Aggies right there.
So Jack Bulger at the plate. Aschenbeck now has gone past what he threw last night. That was his 29th pitch. 28 last night. Bulger's the 8th man he faces. Calvin Hewitt is next. And then if he went past Hewitt, he would start to face the Vanderbilt lineup for the second time. Down the line and right, Braden Montgomery is there, makes the basket catch on the run. He's got an arm, and he's going to keep Davis at third base.
I was very, very interested, Will, to see if that runner was going to tag from third base. You and I were on the field together watching A&M take batting practice before game 1 of this series. And before BP, they were doing an in and out where the outfielders were getting to show off their arms a little bit. Braden, obviously known for his ability to pitch off the mound as well. That's an absolute rocket of a throw to keep that runner at third base. Big out right there. Still not out of trouble. 2 on 2 out. Big spot right here in the ball game.
Well, first two times Hewitt came to the plate. Actually, this is not Hewitt. They get a pinch hitter into the game, and it's Colin Barzy. Shallow right. Montgomery waiting on it. Caden Sorrell leads off. Base hit, center field right away. That's a new center fielder out there for Vanderbilt in J.D. Rogers. And Caden Sorrell right away in the bottom of the eighth. Base hit swinging. There's Rogers, new center fielder for the Commodores. So Sorrell is 1 for 3, also with a walk. Travis Chestnut now steps up.
And the Aggies are going to get a chance to turn this lineup over one more time, Will.
Yeah, top of the order due up next in Grahovac. Chestnut lays down the bunt. There's no way to get him.
That is so good. For those at home, it's so hard to execute. It's a push bunt. That's what they call it. You're going to push bunt when you had a left-handed pitcher on the mound, typically one that falls off the side of the rubber that opens up that first base side. The slow-mo replay, you'll see that he's moving his feet in the box, right? He's kind of getting a run-in start. He's pushing that ball in between first and second base. Usually leaves a vacated first base. That pitcher can't get over there in time. Perfectly executed. Now the Aggies are in business, 2 on, no outs, bottom of the 8th.
Grahovac today has been a tough out. After he grounded out his first time up, he walked, then ripped the homer. Also a double. Much more than a freshman, Gavin Grahovac. A&M will try to tack on a 10th run here. Throw is cut off. Sliding in safely, Caden Sorrell, and the Aggies have some insurance.
That's Gavin Grahovac's 3rd hit of the day. And he's just showing off. He's showing you he can use the whole field to hit. He's hit a pull side home run. Now he's hit a backside RBI single. That's a fastball. It's a middle fastball down in the zone. Just a really mature piece of hitting, and
runners are going. When they try to get Grahovac at second, everybody's safe.
Love that. Again, that's good base running we've seen from Texas A&M all weekend. That's a double steal. With such a great jump, the odds you get in Chestnut are not very good at third base, so they go back door, try to get Grahovac at second. Not successful. The challenge is, if you're Jace Laviolette, just play situational baseball. Don't get caught up in the emotion and the crowd. A sac fly gives you an extra insurance run. Just do your job, stay within yourself, and if you're Miller Green, trying to get weak contact, keep this ball in the infield.
Jace Laviolette, the 37 career homers. Here's the Aggie leaders. Dalen Holt, 56 in a career. He and the 1999 College World Series team were honored here on Friday night. On to the track goes Rogers to make the catch, but it's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Jace Laviolette as Chestnut comes home. It's 11-5.
Yeah, and look at Coach Slosh. He's the first one out of the dugout, high-fiving Jace. And that's exactly what I was talking about, situational baseball, not trying to do too much. It's your job to use the biggest part of the field, elevate that ball, Not only does he sac fly score the runner from third, he hits it deep enough to where Grahovic can also tag from second base, giving yet another sac fly opportunity to his teammate in Braden Montgomery.
Infield comes in. Montgomery, his last time up was the first time he was an out. Walked in the first, walked in the third, RBI double in the fifth, and then flew to right in the sixth. Tried to get it back through that drawn-in infield, but it'll work out. Charging home was Grahovic. There was no chance to get him even with the infield in.
It's a very well-executed pitch by Miller Green. It's 94 miles an hour, inner third. Gets in the kitchen of Braden Montgomery. There's no doubt about that. Pretty surprised Vastine didn't try to go home there with the infield in, but just Grahovic with a nice jump off of third base must not felt like he could have got him. Takes his medicine. 2 outs, 2 runs scored. It's 12-5 A&M.
Well, Jackson Appel gets one more shot at it. Has not registered a hit, has not been on base. His hit streak right now at 9 games in a row. He's been on base 20 in a row. That's a tough play. He's on base. It's possibly a hit. You have to see if it's an error. Might be an error too. The backhand, I believe they will give an error to Davis Diaz.
It's more than once today that we've seen a ground ball eat up a Vanderbilt Commodore defender. It's pretty unusual for the Commodores. I feel like they've struggled with free bases this weekend, Will. They've also struggled in fielding the baseball, at least today. .976 fielding percentage as a team.
Appel's going with the pitch. As Ted Burton's at the plate, and Appel is at second base.
I think that's a situation right there where if you're Coach Slash, you're just sending him just to see if you can get another runner in scoring position, and a base hit can get you another run. Appel not known for his speed. It just happened to work out right there.
Got away, but tracking it down quickly. Nice hustle play by Alan Espinal. So 2-1 to Ted Burton. Got him picked and a rundown. So that'll end the inning, but the Aggies get 3 worth of insurance. Been some terrific atmospheres in the first pitch here in the 9th. 1 pitch, 1 out. That was off the bat of Jonathan Vastine. Ted Burton ran down the bag himself. Here's R.J. Austin. It was 9-5 in the top of the 8th. Vanderbilt had runners on the corners with nobody out. They couldn't get anybody home. Then the Aggies put up 3 in the bottom of the 8th and really changed the outlook of this 9th. And
2 pitches, 2 outs.
yeah, it doesn't help Vanderbilt. They swing twice on the first 2 pitches and they're both out. So the Aggies need one more for a sweep. Well, another first pitch swinging.
Yeah, tried to go 3 for 3 there.
They're swinging at everything at this point. Maybe that's their version of going down swinging. Possibly a pitch away. Deep to left. Way back. Fair ball. That was the only question, foul or fair, and it's a fair ball off the bat of Matthew Polk, and it's 12-6.
Going down swinging was right. My goodness, that ball was absolutely killed. 101 off the bat. It's a hanging slider. Just a slider that doesn't break. Polk does not miss. That ball was killed.
It's Polk's 5th home run of the year. Now it's Davis Diaz who has a home run in this one. Vanderbilt was swept 3 weekends ago by South Carolina, but they really got things going. They would come back to sweep Missouri, then they took 2 of 3 from LSU and Baton Rouge. But they ran into a buzzsaw in College Station. And the Aggies once again a pitch away from taking all 3 games. That'll get out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Davis Diaz. Diaz 5 hits in the series. Still some work to do for Aschenbeck. The 2-2 to Diaz. Missed away. in play for Burton. The Aggies get a sweep on Sunday, and come Monday, they may be the new #1.